Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is United Daily Live. We are back again with a United Daily video, bringing you the latest Manchester United news, views, transfer rumours, and all that good stuff. And today, Manchester United are yet again linked with West Ham's Declan Rice in what would be a £70 million move. £70 million this is being valued at. It's gone from 90 million last season to now 70 million pounds. Can you believe it? For Declan Rice. Declan Rice, 70 million pounds. I'll be telling Manchester United why it's better to have the Rice we've got at home than Declan in that Man United team, especially for 70 million pounds. So we'll be looking at those reports, those rumours here today. We'll be looking at United being linked with Valladolid Salisu as well. Rio been speaking a lot about Paul Pogba this week in various different, in regards to various different things. The Souness spat and of course his transfer as well. We'll be looking at all the other news coming through in regards to Manchester United, answering your questions and much, much more. So keep your comments, your thoughts and all that coming in here on AdamMcKola TV. First things first, I want to thank Mark Wilkins for joining AdamMcKola TV. Chudy joined yesterday on the show and Mark became the 35th member of AdamMcKola TV to join the channel. So if you're interested in joining, hit that join button and it'll explain you all the benefits that you get from being a part of AdamMcKola TV. But you can also become a part by hitting that subscribe button. And recently we hit 70,000 subscribers. So we've almost got enough subscribers to fill Old Trafford. Can we fill Old Trafford by the end of May by hitting 75k? You can help me do that by hitting that subscribe button. So get subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and of course joining as well here on AdamMcKola TV as we get stuck into this story in regards to Declan Rice. Now, it's been reported in a number of areas. I'm just bringing my phone out to bring the article up. It's been reported in a number of areas, this news regarding Declan Rice. Not just one article coming out. There's been a few articles coming out in regards to it. Now, it was the Daily Mail that picked it up originally. But the Sun are also talking about it. Football London are also talking about it. There's a few, the Evening Standard are speaking about it as well. And Manchester United's name has been brought up in every single story relating to Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice is apparently going to be available for £70 million because of the fact, West Ham United are losing out on funds, they're losing out on money, and Declan Rice is probably one of their most valuable, if not their most valuable asset. He's their best player. I think that's fair to say. I know they've got the likes of Felipe Anderson and things like that, but when you look at the quality and how good he is and the potential, you'd have to say he's their best player. My only concern is he's not worth the funds or the price that is being spoken about. And when you look at £70 million for Declan Rice, you can get Thomas Partey for 52.5 million, or 40 million, sorry. You can get Thomas Partey for 40 million. We've got Scott McTominay, who I believe is at the same level as Declan Rice. Now that may sound daft to some people, but it's exactly the case. What happens is, we see a young player come through the ranks. Now I know Declan Rice came through at Chelsea, and Chelsea have been linked with a move in for him again as well. Now what happens is players come through the ranks at West Ham or at clubs like this. They play decent, small pond, big fish scenario. They look half decent. And everyone starts thinking they're a £100 million player just because they've stood out in a shit club, in a shit team. How does that make any... They haven't done anything at the top level. He hasn't done anything to warrant a fee that's almost as much as Paul Pogba's fee. For what? When Paul Pogba came for £89 million, he had won 4 Serie A's, been a big part of the France team. He had done all sorts. £89 million, looking back now, probably think, all right, in this day and age, in this market, that was probably a bargain at that point. But then you look at this and you think, £70 million, £80 million, even £50, £60 million for Declan Rice. We've got players like him coming through in our ranks. James Garner, Dylan Levitt. Why would you spend that money on someone like Declan Rice? And that's why. That's no disrespect to Declan Rice. Like, I've been dragged into this for a long time. I had Rio tweeting me talking about Declan Rice. I had West Ham fans getting onto me last summer talking about Declan Rice. When I basically said, like, he's not that good. And then I had everyone else getting onto me. And I said, look, people that come through in West Ham's academy often get overrated because of the past of that academy. So you look at their academy in the past, it created great players. You know, the Bobby Moores, the fucking Rio Ferdinands, the Carricks, etc., Joe Cole, all that kind of stuff. So because they've created and produced good talent in the past, whenever something comes through now, they get overrated because they get compared to what came through in the past. And when I tweeted that, I had loads of... Rio quoted it, like, because I tweeted something like, anything that comes out of West Ham's academy is overrated. I was talking about the here and now, and Rio tweeted it with a thinking emoji, and everyone was getting on to me about Declan Rice and all this, that, and the other. But it's facts. Declan Rice ain't worth £70 million, bruv. You can get Thomas Partey for £42.5 million. The geezer's just helped knock out Liverpool in the Champions League and been playing for one of the best teams in Europe. Declan Rice, who's not even been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Nah, mate. I don't want Declan Rice. I'd rather spend that money on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish been speaking about the same fee, similar fee, maybe cheaper, 60, 70 million for Jack Grealish. But Declan Rice is worth that. Declan Rice. Absolute disgrace. He's not worth that sort of money at all. No thank you. No thank you. If we could get him for 30 million, you take him. You can get him for 35 million, take him. Get him for 40 million, probably take him. But beyond that, no thank you. There's Rice at home. I don't want Declan Rice at Manchester United. And not for that kind of fee. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Declan Rice. Does someone disagree with me? Pider says, agree about overrated West Ham youth players. Their last quality player to come out was Kieran Richardson. 70 million, not even for Di Canio in his prime. But if you forget about Rice, who's going to pay hundreds of millions on players who's been at their homes for 5, 6, 7 months if this season is cancelled? Says Jeremy Vea with a very good point. I'd rather throw a party or buy party than Declan for 70 million, says Nimai. Rice is a poor man's McTominay, says DM. Yes, Stoic Savage jumped up in the live. How you doing, Stoic? Hope you are doing well. China Brown says I'd leave Rice for the weekends. I'd rather get Rice. Yeah, let's not. 70 million for him to be back up to McSauce. No, thank you, says Ekshmi. And I think it's a smokescreen, says Kazim. Well, let me talk about these reports because it's not United have been linked with have been reported to have bid for him. It's not any of that. It's basically West Ham are probably putting him on the market, trying to find out who wants to pay that sort of money for him. He's been linked with a move back to Chelsea. But would they want to spend 60, 70 million on a player that left their academy? Who knows? I know United spent 89 million on Paul Pogba, but maybe Chelsea will have a different perspective on that. So you look at that and you think, all right, Chelsea could possibly be in for him. They could fit him into that team. They're probably going to need to change their midfield in the near future. He's good friends with Mason Mount, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that will go there, but I hope we're not in for him. I'd let him go to Chelsea. And get Ndidi instead. Ndidi was talking about his future yesterday. We're going to have the Wilfred Ndidi stuff in the rumour rater as well, which is up later on today. But yeah, that'll be up in the rumour rater. Been here since you had 10k subs, says Nimai. Yes, and we're on 70,000 now. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed or been watching or been getting involved. Thank you very much to everyone. Prakar says Rice will probably just go to Arsenal. Can't see him going to Arsenal. Can't see Arsenal having the funds, to be totally honest with you. To spend 60, 70 million on a player. I can't see it happening. I can see, you know, when Declan Rice does leave West Ham, I reckon it'll end up being around 50, 60 million. I don't think they'll get 70, 80 million that's being reported, especially when you consider that they're now in a position where they probably need to sell more than clubs need to buy him. So their hand has been weakened by this whole coronavirus situation. If the season was to end as usual, they could probably come out and say, well, you know, he wants to stay at West Ham. We're going to keep him at West Ham. We're going to continue to build around him and try and blag their way to getting a decent price. But now that, you know, all of this is up in the air, there's no football going on, it's harder for them to blag that they don't need the money, because they probably do, more than Chelsea do at this moment in time, which you have to bear in mind. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV, and get joining if you can as well. Rio Ferdinand's been speaking about Raval Morrison, claiming he could have become £100 million player. And somebody spoke to us yesterday. I think someone asked us who's, you know, the academy player that you wish worked out the most. And I'd have to say Raval Morrison, for the talent that he had when he came through in that team. And he was in the same side as the likes of Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard. Was Adnan in that team? I've remembered that incorrectly. Sam Johnston, etc. So they were all coming through together, and Paul Pogba was obviously a standout, but he wasn't the standout. Raval Morrison was the standout. And if you think about how good Paul Pogba is now, and how good he's been over the last couple of years, Raval Morrison should have been ahead of him. Now, obviously, because of off-the-pitch issues, maybe issues with himself, you know, he didn't go to plan, but he should have been at Manchester United still tearing it up. And he's one of those that is really, I really wish he made it at Manchester United. But Rio saying he could have been £100 million player. And when you consider Paul Pogba was an £89 million player 4 years ago, it's not, you know, stupid to suggest that at all. Sammy Lou wants Dennis Zakaria for Manchester United. Josh King, oh yeah, Josh King was in that team as well. I played with Raval when I was 16. Unbelievable talent he was, says Molmy. Not bad. Why we always delay our transfer targets, says Ram. What do you mean, mate? Sam, how you doing? I played with, who was it? Gabriel Bonlahor when I was a kid. I used to play for a team in Great Bar, and he used to play for the Olders. And I remember being involved in a game with him. He was rapid as fuck. Morrison was something very special, says Jonathan Ball. You're damn right. Any good footballer wants to transfer, just jump in the Man United bandwagon, says Stoic. I still haven't seen anyone in the comments. Now, if you're watching this later, then obviously get it in the comments as well. But get it in the live chat right now. Is there anybody there that actually wants us to sign Declan Rice? I've not seen anyone yet say it. Do you think transfers are going to change now? I think transfers will change, yes. I think they will. I don't think there'll be as many, like if you look at it, I think some of the spending has been absolutely incredible in the last couple of years. You even had clubs like Aston Villa spending £100 million, Fulham when they come up spending £100 million. You know, you've had some clubs just absolutely chucking cash at it. You're not going to see that now, so there's going to be less cash swirling around in football. And because of that, you may see the likes of Man United, Chelsea, the teams that do have the money, do have the finances. Yes, they will be affected too, and they might not offer out the big wages and the big contracts like you'd imagine them to. But they will probably start picking off these teams and picking off a little bargain here and there from the teams that need to sell and need to raise funds. So whilst you could see there be, I think overall, when they have the big total and it goes past $1 billion and all that kind of stuff, I think that is going to drop massively. But I think there'll still be a lot of business, probably just smaller deals being made, and picking off those teams below them. You reckon Raval could still play Prem football, says Jack? Well, he's at Sheffield United, isn't he? Or was he? So he obviously hasn't worked out for him, so you can't say he could have when he hasn't. But I think with the talent that he had, if he had his head screwed on at the start and came through under Fergie's guidance, then it would have been amazing. So yeah, man. Let us know your thoughts on everything, guys. Keep your thoughts coming in. Let's see what other stories are out there at this moment in time. But yeah, Declan Rice could spark a transfer war among the Premier League's leading clubs this summer, with West Ham United prepared to allow their key asset to leave. Manager David Moyes is keen to freshen up his squad, and although he wants Rice to be a part of it, knows he needs funds to reboot a side that before the coronavirus outbreak was struggling desperately in the battle against relegation. Nobody's safe from being sold at the London Stadium, with Hammers struggling with cash flow issues as a result of the pandemic. Despite the club having a poor season, Rice has shone in midfield and picked up his first England cap in 2019. The fact he's played for England and Jack Grealish hasn't is a fucking disgrace. It's typical like Cockney bias though to all the Cockney clubs, isn't it? Like, bruv, if fucking Sir Bobby Charlton and Nobby Stiles played for West Ham, there'd be statues of them outside Wembley. It's a lot of shite. Declan Rice ain't all that, man. Forget it. Forget it. Can get Rice for a quid at Tesco, says Sam. Like Sancho saga, it's been going on for months. Same with Bruno. Why can't... Bruv, how can you expect us to sign Sancho when the window isn't even open? It's still supposed to be season time. Football's just been suspended. How can you expect anyone to be engaging in deals when we don't know when? You could spend £100 million now on Jadon Sancho if you really want to, and then in 3 months' time there could still be no football. You've acquired this man's wage for the next 3 months, which is a waste of money because he hasn't been playing for you anyway, and like it just wouldn't make sense. And in 3 months' time, you could potentially see Borussia Dortmund be in a position where they have to take a lower value, a lower transfer fee. So it's totally fine for United to wait in this instance. I don't think what you expecting with us spending money now. Why would we do it? Doesn't make sense in my opinion. It makes sense to wait and see how the market is, especially because we're going to be one of the, probably one of the higher spenders. Which is, I'm not saying in terms of we're going to be spending 200-300 million, but when you think of how there's going to be less business and less activity. Yes, Matt has just got out of a video seminar for uni. Yes, mate. Where are the air fresheners? That's only pod to nowhere when we're in the car, man. United Daily's a little bit more professional. Try and make it look a little bit more, Got the shirts behind me. Got a little bit of graphics around me. Some moving stuff. They need to get Sancho playing the guitar for his reveal, though. That'd be a turn up for the books. As soon as I saw Rice, I knew Adam would be pissed, says Sam. You know what's funny as well, yeah? I remember when I was tweeting about Declan Rice and Rio got involved on Twitter. And then I think a few months after, this is how much Declan Rice remembered it, fair play to him. A few months after, West Ham beat us at the Olympic Stadium. Funnily enough, I've been rejected in most ballots for away tickets this year, but I got a ticket to that one. Typical. But we went to the game and West Ham beat us, as you can all remember. And after the game I tweeted saying the only thing that could have got worse today was Declan Rice scoring. And Declan Rice, the bastard, liked it. Like he was still digging in his heels and digging in, getting in the little digs even after they'd beaten us. But good fun, I guess. But look, it's nothing malicious. It's nothing personal. It's nothing... I don't think he's awful. I don't hate him. None of that. I just don't think he's worth the money that is being suggested Manchester United pay for him. I don't think he's worth more than Scott McTominay. Genuinely don't. I think he'd be a squad player. I want United to be buying players that actually we improve our midfield so much that Fred and McTominay can become squad players. Can you imagine how strong your midfield is if Fred and McTominay are your squad players? We need a proper right winger, like Sujit says. I feel we need a DM as well, but we might not get one because Matt Itch is seemingly staying. Yeah, I like that pettiness as well, Sam. I would have done it too, to be fair. So I can't deny that. 40 mil at most. I went to the Cliffs when I was 10 to watch a training session and I had Giggsy not make me. Nice. I remember playing football with Juan Mata and I was recording him and Juan Mata just nailed the ball at my phone, which was pretty sick, I guess. What would McSauce's fee be right now? I think about 40-50 million in this market, but again, if he played for West Ham, 100 million they'd be asking for, wouldn't they? 90 million. Grealish to get number 11, says Andrew. I would love it if Grealish signs. I'm still not confident on that one. But it was interesting because I think that Buhafsi was discussing Jadon Sancho's future. And he was saying United were well ahead in the race for him just before the pandemic took place and everything was put on hold. So therefore negotiations have been put on hold. But he said, in giving the update on Jadon Sancho, he said United are in for two attackers. Now we don't know if that's changed because of the financial situation of the world, you know what I mean, and of the things happening. But if we're in for two attackers and we get Jadon Sancho and we get Jack Grealish and we keep Paul Pogba, mate, that team is different gravy. Different gravy going forward. Nimai says your favourite United player. My favourite United player at the moment would be Rashford or Marshall. Oh, yeah, I like Pogba as well, but Rashford or Marshall would be my favourite. Probably Marshall, just edging it. I love Juan Mata as well, though. What a legend he is. It's Juan Mata's birthday today. So happy birthday to the special Juan Mata. And for you guys that don't know or aren't part of the membership or aren't on AdamMcKola TV and haven't joined yet, the exclusive video this month featured Juan Mata and one of his mates, so that's not bad at all. So if you want to get on that, you can go check out that video, join the Discord forum, get exclusive content, emojis and avatars, all that good stuff. We have a good little chit chat. Michael says Rice isn't wanted. He isn't. Not by me personally. I imagine a club are watching him. And maybe it's something they'll try and make happen in the near future. But again, we got James Garner. We got Dylan Levitt. Why would we do that? Why would we spend £70 million on someone in their position? Especially someone... I'd understand if you're getting a player that's going to come straight into your first 11. Strengthen your first 11. I don't think Declan Rice strengthens our first 11. Matt says, I've got a signed Juan Mata picture for my 18th. That's sick, that is. I remember Juan Mata, and you say there is a really sound guy. He is. When I interviewed him with Sam Homewood, it was at we were in Manchester and it was at a community centre, and we were there, and so like the people that used the community centre were there, like families, kids, things like that, and so when we've got there, we've arrived, we've gone through, we've had to wait for him to get ready, obviously, so we were fine. We waited. Me and Sam have chilled out, relaxed, waited for him to get ready. But like before he's done everything he needed to do, which was like an interview and things with us and everything, he had made sure that he went around every single person there. Like, so even though they weren't supposed to be there, or they weren't part of the shoot or anything, he made sure he spent time with them. Now it's very easy for him to say, I haven't got time, and people can't complain about that. He's a human being, you know what I mean? He's got things to do. He's not always going to have time to sign things and that. But he didn't, and he spent a lot of time, and it wasn't just here, gone, It was a lot of, like hugging, like chatting, like it was quality. He's a great man, he's a great man. Stop saying Discord forum, it's just Discord or Discord server. Alright, mate, I don't even know what it is, man. I tell you what, it wasn't going to even be a part of the thing, but then what happened was someone suggested it, and I thought, alright, if you want it, I'll make it. So I made the Discord server, and people are on it. I don't even know how to use it. For me, it is just like a forum where we're all just chatting, having a little chinwag, sharing. Oh, have you seen this? Or what do you think of this? What are you watching on Netflix? What do you think of this rumour? And we're just having a little chat. People getting their questions for Q&As. People getting their questions for player interviews, etc. Shaw is good with when fit, and Williams as cover, says Michael. Michael, do you not feel that Shaw's best games came as left centre-back, and therefore that's a little bit of a problem? P Savage is wow late. What is going on here? Thanks for joining us, P. We have one of the best academies in the world. Look within before spending money on positions we don't need. Mengi, Medjbury, Garner, Hugerworth are going to be ready soon, says Amar. And I agree. £70 million on him is just not worth it, in my opinion. So basically, the Mail and plenty of other places are reporting that West Ham are open to selling Declan Rice for £70 million. Manchester United and Chelsea have been linked with him. He obviously came through the academy at Chelsea, moved to West Ham, and he's been linked with a move to Manchester United. Now, West Ham were possibly in a stronger position before all of this coronavirus stuff kicked off. Now their hand has been weakened, so they probably need to sell him to be able to invest themselves in the market. So Declan Rice is on the market. You can probably get him for 70 million. I'm saying no chance in hell should we be going for that. So not for me. United have also been linked with Salisu as well. Let me just bring that story up. So United have been linked with Valladolid, Salisu. There's a story of Juan Mata's father opens the door for Salisu to sign Real for Valladolid centre-back. United have reportedly stepped up their interest in 21-year-old, and have already made inquiries about the centre-back's availability. Salisu has a £10 million release clause in the deal. He's represented by the father of United midfielder Mata. And Juan Mata Sr. admits Salisu could be on the move at the end of the La Liga season. Salisu is another very young African discovery. This year he has been a sensation in La Liga because at only 20 years old, 1.9 metres, left-footed and playing centre-back in his division is not easy. The truth is that I think this may be his window because interests have arisen from many clubs and he deserves it. Many teams and foreign clubs have come to see him every weekend. He is a pure talent. It's normal that there are so many people following him because he has a brutal potential. In addition to genetics, he has a high capacity to learn. It's no wonder what is moving around him. So no direct speak or talk about Manchester United by Juan Mata's father, his agent, but he has been linked with Manchester United as Salisu from Valladolid. I didn't get cancelled yesterday. I got cancelled a long time ago. Almost a year, in fact. Around June. Still here though, innit? Doing my own thing, so fuck 'em. Anyway, let's keep it moving. We should go for parties, says Christopher Crouch. Yeah, I've been saying it. I don't think we will, but I think we should go in for Thomas Partey, especially when you've got 42.5 million fee there. We've had a few. Eric Bailly's African. I don't think there's a problem with us signing African players at all. And when you consider, like, I know Patrice Evra played for France, but he's of African descent. So I don't think the nationality or the continent someone comes from should really be a factor in how they're going to perform at Manchester United. Like, every Argentinian, apart from Rojo, has fucked us over in the end. It doesn't mean we'd not want to sign someone from Argentina, would it? Carlos Tevez fucked us. Gabby Hines fucked us. So does that mean just don't sign any more Argentinians? Nah, mate. Because if Dybala or Messi comes available, you want him. And on that note, guys, thank you very much for tuning into AdamMcKola TV. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on Declan Rice. Do you want Manchester United to swoop in for him in the summer and make him their man? Or would you rather the Rice that we have at home? Let us know in those comments below. Make sure you're keeping it like, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Join the channel as well if you can. And for now, I have been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.